do surgery, but she sent me home in a severe pain and told me she would look for a friend. So the friend happened to be Dr. Thomas Moore, who had no skill of foot and ankle, but went and planted industrial screws to further my injury, something I do believe was done deliberately. So Professor Dr. Tinga told me in Nairobi, when I was refused boarding my flight back to the States, that the swelling is occurring because of the industrial screws that were improperly planted improperly. At the same time, they had to be removed immediately because there was also a cyst that was never treated, and on that, after that time, this was like April 19, 2004, I made a phone call from Nairobi to talk to Delta Airline representative by the name Wayne Macmillan, told him what had happened and the findings of the doctors in Nairobi, and he said, well, just come, bring his report, and once you get here, I assure you will correct that. And that was not the case when we came in. It has been a denial, and then when I was allowed my one time, before that, they were saying when they received my report, they say now they were going to take me to a specialist. The specialist happened to be a Dr. Beskin, who was a good family friend, and a good family friend with the doctor who messed my uncle, Dr. Thomas Moore. They worked together, same office, same phone number. So when I said that guy was not going to say anything, was not going to go against his friend, I was forced to say him. When I was forced to say him, that is before that was that my condition, my situation was worsening to a point whereby the nurses who was physically seeing me at the airport struggling to walk called the case manager and told her that this now situation is worse. There's no need for him to be here. Also, the vice president of the airport saw me on that particular day, which was May the 14th, 2004, and asked me, who had asked me to come to work in such a situation, and he told me, go and tell that person to send you back home. If they don't, I'll step in. So I was taken off work, sent back home, and told to go and see Dr. Beskin on the 18th. And then on the 18th, I was told to go to see Dr. Thomas Moore, and ask Dr. Moore, when will I be able to resume full duty? So I went to Dr. Moore. Dr. Moore, on the 19th, I told me, as far as he was concerned, there was nothing that he could do to me. At the same time, his friend, Dr. Beskin, realized that my injury was so severe, and they could not know the outcome of my injury until after 12 months. So there, again, he said that I could continue doing light duty. At the same time, Delta, in the occupational health clinic, who was seeing me, had taken me off from work, but they were insisting that I could do light duty, whereas the people who were seeing me said that I could not. So finally, they gave me what they call independent medical examination that Georgia law allows. So when that happened, Delta paid for it. The doctor went and found that the bones had healed, but questionable screw placement on my ankle were causing the problem, going back to what the professor in Nairobi had said. At that point, I had no choice, but I asked Delta to just to remove them or to give me fair treatment. They denied, they refused. At the same time, it was not them. They were relying on a lady, just an insurance adjuster, who had no clue of how my injury was, but her interest was to cover it up and make me suffer more. So since that time, I contacted friends around, and in Georgia, everywhere I went, I could not be seen even today. Once they notice something related to work, the doctor will want to know how it's going to be paid. So it has been a very hard thing for me. Finally, there in that month, I went after the IME report. I approached a law firm here called Orlando and Koopman by that time. They brought me a lawyer called Mark Siegel. Mark Siegel saw the report. Mark Siegel told me that he was going to ask the insurance adjuster to let me treat with this doctor who did IME, or if the adjuster said no, he was going to ask the board to get me a change of physician. The question here was a change of physician. So when that got to them, Delta didn't want to get me a change of physician. Instead, I was suffering at this time. I had no even any painkiller. This same gentleman, Mark Siegel, would tell me, I have a friend that can go today and get you a prescription. So when we went to his friend, who was Dr. Errol Bailey, Dr. Bailey was so wild, hostile to me. I was wondering why the gentleman was wild, whereas he had never met me or he had never seen me in life. I didn't know the plan behind it. Lately, this was in September 22nd of 2004. Prior to that, a friend of mine in Philadelphia had found me a doctor by the name Larry Goss, whom I had seen on the first time was September 13th, 2004. And the scenario, when I went to see Dr. Goss, when he saw me, he said in Pennsylvania, the doctors who had been covering my injury or denying me treatment should be in jail. And what he did, he picked up the phone, called the Georgia Medical Composite Board, and reported all these doctors because what they were doing was illegal. Dr. Goss was the first one to order CT scan, which was ordered on 14th of September, the next day. And then when the CT scan came, they found that the implants had to be removed. Also, there was a cyst which was not treated, which was also creating, they found that there were a lot of loose flesh. Also, there were a lot of loose bones surrounding the ankle. So he told me I needed surgery immediately, and he told me I had only 3 months to live, because I was a candidate of a heart attack, I was a candidate of a stroke. So it took a short while for him to get a piece of a bone to seal the area that was not treated, and then on October 22nd, I had the corrective surgery with the approval of Aetna Insurance, which was my private, insurance. I believe it was not Aetna, it was United Healthcare that had purchased during my health benefit enrollment. So that's where we are. Dr. Goss has been persistently with this treatment. He doesn't charge me for anything because he sympathizes with me the way I'm being treated. I'm a foreigner. I've gone to legislatures. I've gone to 2 congressmen. The only one who tried to help me but was voted out was Cynthia McKinney, who approached both Delta and the State Board of Workers' Compensation.